Hey guys, so this is just gonna be a quick tip. I forgot to try and do some economy updates, looking at what is unique to console. Probably the biggest thing is the state of the game, and B, our market economy is always going to be different from PC. I try to figure it out. I might throw like a weekly update on the economy and, how to maybe to make some silver for some new players, or, anybody who just wants to try some other methods. So it's, we got right now two big things, the Great Expedition, and then a bunch of ocean content along with bartering. So, some ways to make silver and take advantage of this stuff is one is everyone's going to be going for improved frigates, improved sailboats, and with that, they're going to be consuming materials. So there's going to be ways to make money to tie into that. Most notably, what I'm making now, the hard pillars are used. 30 of them, about 100 mil worth, are used in every single improved boat. So you got two components of these is the plywood hardener and logs. So now that we got the tree nodes back, the logs and chopping wood is gonna be pretty decent income. Along with that, you've got you could sell your old tree bark. I think I just put some in there. So you got these things. This is from Foreign Energy. Um, it's not a ton of income, but it's something. But so you've got in terms of the plywood hardener. Um, Plywood's a big one to search. So you basically want to look for anything that has price spikes. So you're gonna be looking at this is completely sold out. It's spiked up. There's 1,000 pre-orders. What goes into this, and I'll throw a recipe up. It's first sap. So these are sold out again. These are always kind of sold out because you use an alchemy, but so that's probably one of the things we can gather now that we got the trees back. There's also, if you've got a worker in Velia on the Trace of Earth, I believe it is node, that's going to be something you can sell. This is probably the highest it's been in a little bit of time. For a while, this thing was, you could tell some people were preparing for it. It was down in a dumpster like a month or two ago. So that's kind of the plywood hardener and, just the pillars I'm talking about. These things, so I'm going to be selling, a decent amount here in a minute. Um, so they're good at them to sell and it's got demand. The other thing too is you've got the item reform stones. These are used in every frigate's got to use 10 of these. So if you get hunter seals, you can turn them in for the yellow equivalent, and then make your own. There's refineries, and if you've got platinum, like out at Pilgrims, you get a decent amount. So this is probably what I'll be doing this weekend, maybe. Taking some of the platinum I've been saving. I wasn't using for jewelry boxes, but now I'm going to be, sending this over. There's some refineries that you can use to make them, or if you run relics scrolls, that they might not be too bad since you can get the reform stones from them. I believe still with the hunter seals. I don't think it tells you, but when you go to there, I believe you could still grab reform stones and then meld them into hardened sharps and get those. So those are kind of two things off the improved bucket. The other thing is on the bartering list, you're going to see a ton of materials, and I'm still mailing some over as I, kind of get my stuff together with bartering. So you're going to see a lot of these materials, the land materials, start to be sold out as supply kind of runs dry in the market. Some of the ones that are like always around, like these powders, might not sell out all the time, but you're going to see some things like this cactus stuff, like the aloe, maybe some chicken stuff, maybe some silk, some Valencia things, these crystals. The rough stone's always sold out. Coal you'll probably see peak up a little bit. I'll check one of these in a second. Copper is usually always melted to oblivion. And so maybe some bloody tree knots as well. So you start to see, and especially maybe some of the Center's blood and I don't have any clown's blood made yet, but that's on my list. Spear might go up a little bit. Uh, Everybody's got millions of vinegar. I wouldn't even speculate on that one. Real bird meat, maybe. Um, so I'll just market pop up on some of this stuff. So I think probably some of the better ones is going to be the Sinner's Blood. So you always check the graph, you know, you know. So this is kind of one of the things you can gather for. Um, if you've got, I think that uses the bloody. Some of these, I'm not gonna put recipes up for all these. You got the clown's blood. This looks like it's about to be sold out. So this should probably spike into the weekend because there's none left on the market. You've got your blue crystals. So this is stuff if you've gathered in the Valencia nodes at all, you would have these to kind of liquidate, or if you dig in the desert, that's how you kind of get some of these. We've also got what else did I mention? Stuff like beer. I don't think will really sell out at all, but just it's definitely speaking a little bit. So for new players, you can cook up some beer. So just some options there for you guys. In terms of the boat upgrades that we've got, the big one's going to be the zinc. So you can see that kind of taking off. The bars are going to go up as well. So if you want, maybe sell some flats, sell some bars, depending on what people are buying. Um, but you know, these are going to be you need 10,000. So like this 70,000 or this on the market, this is like 1, 2 players. So that's going to keep going up. You know, as the weekend goes on and people buy stuff. Stuff like the flax and for the boat upgrades, like that's going to be available everywhere. Those people had workers on that for like a year. So, um, you might see like a spike as people just buy it out initially. So maybe if this doubles, maybe you sell some. I personally am keeping mine, just because like some of the mats I'm going to need in the long run. But stuff like wheat might sell out as people use it. So you can see people selling it. It's kind of always people use it for beer now and other things. It's kind of at a higher value than before. So those nodes are probably more of the valuable ones in the game now down in Heidel. But yeah, so those are some options you got. Other ones, processing. Coal is going to be a big one probably. This fluctuates as people list it. But this used to be like 400 or 500 silver months ago, and then the processed one, so like this might spike some more back to like 2,000 if people buy it out over the weekend. We got a lot of coal nodes, so that's definitely not going to stay that high probably if it does go up. So there's some options to keep an eye on. I recommend maybe the Sinner's Blood for some new players. Definitely if you've got, get on this trace node, maybe make some hard pillars, chop some trees. There's some decent options to be had. The zinc's a big one. You got the zinc nodes. There's a few of them in Media down here, and the caves. Um, but yeah, so there's definitely some opportunities to be had. I'll probably do like some of these random rambles of mine, maybe like once a week or so. Um, as market opportunities come up as we get new content. So here's some lucky players. Um, that was my night's worth of work. So yeah, so there's some decent opportunities out there. I'll probably do one with cooking materials coming up. You're gonna see, and it could have happened already. Now that we got bartering, the only last thing to give us is you know, cooking updates. And PC, they've got like 500,000 meat pre-ordered everywhere. So this is all going to be sold out, probably max price eventually. So stuff like wolf meat at 6,000, it might be worth buying now, and so that way you don't have to buy it later. Just you know, but I'll do some cooking up, how to prep for cooking with the meat and the farms, some of that stuff in a little bit. But this is, yeah, quick updates and barring. Take it easy, guys.